the whole week, you know, everything was it was awesome. Obviously, we came up short. It's going to be tough to look back at the film and, you know, look at things I could have done differently, maybe have a different outcome. But it was a blessing to be a part of it, and I'm so happy. I'm happy these guys accepted me, and you know, it's just really tough.
Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby.
Coach, playing off of that, I mean, you guys came here last year, changed the most important position, and you get right back here. What does that say about how much 9 was able to fit into your offense right away? Because you guys never really missed a beat at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you know, that first game was a tough game. It was kind of like this. I mean, it's one thing when you play in private schools, they have the resources to be able to do different things that some of the public schools don't. But it just shows the fact that he's a gym rat. This kid, he watches more film than anybody other than JVM. These two guys, man, I mean, legitimately, they would watch hours. When you look on their huddle film numbers, they're both over 2 hours, easy. And that right there gave him, I think, the edge to be able to go out there on Friday nights and make the plays that he was able to make this season. And I'm excited for him, man. I know it's hard to handle right now, but and he had such a great year, man. Coming behind Tayshaun Smooth, who was the runner for Mr. Football last year in Ohio, and coming up and putting the numbers that they were able to put up as a whole, because he took the whole group. You know, it just says it's a testament to those guys and the things that their hard work was able to do for us.
Anthony, how proud are you of what you guys were able to accomplish in your career, especially the last 2 years? And you know, what do you think about the future of this program?
Man, I'm very proud of this team. Thankful for Bryce, my coach, Hig, everybody, the whole class of 23. I'm very thankful for this team. As far as the future, I feel like we set the standard, and I know that Coach Doug is going to continue to, you know, get players and win. So.
Javion, talk to me just about how big their offensive line was. I mean, at one point I saw 71 blocking you, and he's like double your size. I mean, how hard was it to kind of come off those blocks while they were doing, obviously, their read option game really caused you guys a lot of problems?
You know, we a small team size-wise. You know, being lining, you know, probably maybe like 230, 240. You know, so you just gotta go play. So hard with me, you know, being 5'9", 160, as a Division I linebacker, you gotta play with all heart.
Coach, talking to you guys throughout the season, especially after that state semifinal game against Moline, you talked about what you guys were able to, you know, in the face of adversity this year, and you guys showed it tonight, obviously coming out in that third quarter, scoring right away. Just speak to this senior class, this group, and what you're most proud of for the effort they were able to show tonight.
I'm most proud of the fight that they had. I mean, they're going to be successful in life in whatever they try to accomplish, just because they have fortitude and a desire to go out there and do things that people say are possible. They've shown it all the way through. I mean, from the first day that they hit the building, in the 9th grade, they just showed that they had. J.G.I. was a running back when he first came in. And in the first game of his freshman year, that starting linebacker gets hurt, and J.G.I. loses the game, and never comes off the field again until tonight. And he just had that fight in him, and that goes for all of these guys. I remember watching Anthony when he was in Pee-wee, man, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that guy. In the 7th grade, he's over there playing quarterback, man, thinking he can be a Q. Then they had him at running back in all these different positions. So I'm just excited about the growth that they made. Getting Sean to come over as a sophomore and his work ethic. I'm just thankful, man, just for the opportunity to be your coach.
For each of the players, as difficult as it is to get through tonight and realize that there's not a lot of positives, what are you guys looking forward to next part of your lives? I know it's not the ending you wanted to your high school career, but what do you have to look forward to in the future?
I guess I'll start. I'm looking forward to getting back to the weight room, starting the off-season grind, and just finding a school to play the next 4 to 5 years. So that'll be an exciting time in my life. Yeah, that's what
I think he hit right on. Looking forward to getting in the weight room. Let my body heal for a little bit and be back to it.
Yeah, piggyback off him, you know, it's been a long season, roughing his body, you know, take some time off. Get back in the weight room, get ready for EMU, I guess. Like the 3 said, get ready, get in the weight room, prepare myself, get my body ready for college.
Bryce, could you touch on what their pressure did to take your offense out of the kind of rhythm I'm sure you envisioned or hoped that you would be able to get? And then, Coach, if you, I know you were not happy about the incident at the end, but if you just address it,
First off, said number 2 threw a punch at Jake Young. I wasn't there to see it. I was on the other side, so I'm not really sure what happened, transpired. That kid, I went and talked to him after the game. He said that our guys were calling him. I'm like, we don't have to, I don't know how to call it, but with their snap stuff, I'm not sure what transpired. But he said that the guys had been antagonizing him, talking about him all week or whatnot. I find that hard to believe. We're in Cleveland. How the hell we gonna get your number to call you? But that's what he said. The reason why he threw a punch at Jake.
Yeah, as far as their D-line, you know, definitely the best front we've seen. There was times where I probably could have done something differently. Maybe gotten the ball out quicker, or taken a deeper drop, stuff like that. But you know, there's times that they beat our guys up front, and that's going to happen. And at the end of the day, they just made more plays than we did, and that's why they won.
Okay, last question.
Mo, can you describe just your critique of the talent level of St. Ed's, where they're at? Because you knocked on the door, you knocked in there, you guys will be back again next year, they'll be back again next year, and they're not going to stop. So can you describe that? 20 plays behind the line of scrimmage, they had 9 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. Bryce, you never have a nightmare like that ever again. But can you just talk about that, Coach? You know, what's the level difference here that you still got to get to?
It's the fact that they have boys that they can go out and select from anywhere they want to. And they have the resources to back it up. And we're limited to what there is in Clark County. That's why I think everybody can be mad or whatever. It should be private championship, public championship. Because now you have equal balance. They got to select, they got to build them for the dudes. Got 2,000 boys. Got 800. And you got to make the 800 work. We don't even have, we're supposed to have pop-up dummies. We don't even have a pop-up dummy or our defensive lineman to go against. So the resources, we don't have, if you see our 7-man sled, I promise you, one of you guys, please come out to Springfield and look at the stuff that we have to work with. You would be amazed that we've been here 2 years in a row. I promise to God, if you look at the stuff we had to work with, Javion and my line, you will be amazed at what we are able to accomplish. It just shows you how the grit that these guys have and our team has. And that's what we're going to keep doing regardless. Even if they don't separate public and private, we're going to still be back. Our guys are going to, because they grind. That's all they do. They're going to grind when they go to school. They're going to be successful when they go to school. They're going to graduate when they go to school. We got 2 dudes on the sideline from Ivy League school, but we haven't fell in grade card. But we got 2 dudes in Ivy League. Both of those guys have over 4-point average. All these guys on this table right now have over 3.5s. So we're going to do what we do with the resources that we have. But somebody up in Columbus, make it even, go private versus private. Let them have the matchup that they wanted to have with Moeller and Eds, and then let us play against and handle Lincoln. More like us. I'm gonna get in trouble for that thing. I didn't get flipped out and step that shot. They gonna be mad, but I'm good though. Maybe hopefully it'll change. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
How does that work out?
It is what it is, brother. I know what I'm but I'm a grown ass man.
Same deal for all the games tomorrow?
Say again?
Same deal for all the games tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wade's been the whole time, yep.
Well, cool.
He's good.
They're going to emphasize
Oh, yeah, I mean, you got, they've been beating us all private schools in the man. I mean, that is really good guys,
Are you gonna get them?
Okay, let's get started here. Coach, can you make a opening comment about the game in general, and then we'll go to questions?
Sure. First off, I'm just, give credit to, Springfield in preparing for them and those receivers 2 years in a row. And John Lamar, I mean, just an amazing football team who had an outstanding year. Super proud of our guys. I've been saying all along, our schedule was certainly the toughest in Ohio, if not one of the toughest in the country. Each week, we almost had to prepare like it was a state championship week. And these guys rose to the challenge. We started a lot of new starters, and it didn't always come easy, but I think, weathering through those storms and weathering through everything they had to learn early prepared us to be playing our best ball in the playoffs. And I think we played one of our best games tonight all around, against a team that was averaging over 40 points a game and 400 yards passing a game or whatever it was. So, just real proud of these guys, our staff, school community, everything. It's like I said, I'm blessed to be part of it.
Hey Coach, Tony Bogan, KeonSports.com. Talk about the dual threat running from Bell and Bullock and how effective the run pass option was tonight.
Well, where are those two? I'm proud of that. That's we feel we're one of the best in the state like that, and they ride that in there and read that defensive end. It was beautiful tonight to watch that. A couple of times I wasn't sure who had the ball, and maybe the defense wasn't either. And that's that's just thousands and thousands, 10,000s of reps of that stuff, and against all different situations, and just super proud, and you see the fruits of that labor out there.
Ray Jeske, ESPN 990. Tom, can you talk about these two guys here? I think over 60 career sacks in the last 2 years combined, which is insanity, but 9, I read that Moeller had 0 last week against these guys, and you mentioned earlier that Chandler gets the ball out of his hand so quick, so it's going to be hard to get to him. 9 sacks and 11 TFLs is not all that hard. 20 plays behind line screens is crazy. You two guys shared an embrace before you went out for one final drive, and each got a sack that one last time too. It was like, let's go get one for the record. But can you talk about them and just the pressure they were able to bring? The flip side of that is Schottenmeier's toughness, but my heavens, that's unbelievable what we just witnessed.
You saw the proof. We said we have the 2 best DNs in the state. The proof was in the pudding all year long, really. You just have to watch our games. All our opponents said it. I lament the fact that they're going to be gone and doing great things in college next year. But for 2 years, having the ability to coach these guys and really watch them, day in and day out in practice, quiet leaders, just always doing the right things, the hardest workers in practice, the hardest workers in the weight room. Wyatt went out and ran track, got himself faster. Michael has a chance to win the state wrestling championship, and they deserve it. They work hard at it, and it's fun to watch, and they're going to be missed for sure.
Can you guys speak?
And it's Michael's birthday today, by the way.
Can you talk to what it means to you?
Me and Wyatt since freshman year, since 8th grade really, we've been lifting partners, just trying to make each other better every single day. And this last year we were really just trying to see if we could get the most sacks, but in reality we knew that this was the ultimate goal of getting a state championship. And I'm just so proud of him. I really feel like all of our hard work paid off, and I feel like it showed tonight for sure.
Yeah, before the season, we were really talking about the sack record. We both wanted to break it. Our coach, Michael O'Malley, has a sack record, so we were really kind of messing with him in practice about it. He always teases us, like, I only played 15 games, I have 20 sacks, you guys don't have 20 sacks yet. And Kilby and I were really hungry to get sacks, to win games, obviously, and we tied. So that kind of makes me mad, but I won't have bragging rights.
And Wyatt, Mike had it, or Michael O'Malley had that 47 number. Chowski had it, you had it for a little bit. Mike said he gave it to him a couple years ago.
Because it meant more to him than it meant to me. I kind of got peer pressure into it sophomore year by our coaches. I didn't really want it, but our coaches wanted me to have it, so I took it. And Kilbane was playing JV. I was rotating a little bit on varsity, so I got the number over him. And then junior year came, and he's really close to Michael O'Malley and Jeff and all of them. He knows them a lot better than I do, so I just told him, you can have it. Go off with that number. I don't need it. I'll choose 34. I just like 34. Look cool.
Yeah, Michael and Wyatt again. Knowing that Rice is a very good passer, and he proved that throughout the season and in the playoffs, and your coach had said during the week that that he releases the ball pretty quickly. What were you able to do, other than the talent you've had all year and the success you've had all year for sacks and tackles for losses, in this game that kind of throttled that whole thing, that whole game plan of theirs to probably pass throughout the, like they have been all season?
Honestly, I don't really feel like we did anything different technique-wise or like anything like that. I feel like it was just the moment of the game. We've been working for this for so long. I just like played my heart out. Just wanted to it was just my mentality. I feel like I just wanted to really play for my brothers, and I feel like that's just the thing that changed the most for the Springfield and us. And all respect to Bryce Schottelmeyer. He's a great player. He's a very tough kid.
Well, in all reality, honestly, it wasn't us that was getting sacks. They were mostly coverage sacks. DBs did great. You can't throw it to a guy if they're not open.
Coach, you talked earlier this week about Casey and just his growth over the course of the season. One, do you think there was a point this year where there was like a switch that flipped? And can you just talk about just how his growth played into the team's growth overall?
Sure. We didn't make a big deal of it, but the fact of the matter is, we had about 9 new starters on offense. A couple guys that rotated in, so you could say maybe 8 new starters, 7. But the majority of guys are new in the quarterback position. And Casey came in with a lot of high expectations. You're trying to defend the state championship, and we're playing a brutal schedule. And I'd say around the first St. Ignatius game is where he came into his own really, in both the passing game and the read option. We talk about accuracy and decision making all the time, and in both the passing game and read option, that's where it sort of clicked for him. I think he got a lot of confidence there. In the playoffs, I think he's completed 72% of his passes. So when you start hitting there from where he was in the regular season to that was a huge jump, and I think that's what you saw today. And he put a couple right on the money today that could have been caught even that were outstanding. One desperation throw at the end, he just threw it up there. So he made great decisions throughout the playoffs, through accurate balls, and of course made great decisions in the read option game as well as you saw today.
Coach Lombardo mentioned the first-year starters. You guys so many times have first-year senior starters, with the exception of next year. You guys had a lot of juniors and a couple sophomores playing this year. Is this the youngest team that you've had?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. And that's kind of what we knew coming in. You sort of become teams might have thought earlier they were playing the #1 teams in the state, and I thought we could have been. I don't know if we were early. I'll be honest. I don't know if we were. But when teams are giving you their best shot like that, and you're defending champs, etc., you get everyone's best shot. And these guys took them, and we won some close ones early, and we lost them. Where we didn't play real well, and we made miscues in the red zone, and gave up passes. We went back and looked at it, fixed it. And I think, that really honed us in that, look, one, we're not invincible, for sure. We knew that when we skated through the early games. And then said, okay, we just got to keep getting better, better, and better. Our goal is always to be playing our best ball towards come week 11. And the schedule we have prepares us to do that. That's the goal of it. You got to qualify for the playoffs, and then you want to be playing well. And that's what we did.
Brad.
Casey, I wonder if you could walk us through a little bit the last drive. It was 21-14, their sideline's going crazy. The stands on their side, the momentum had kind of shifted to their side of the stadium. And you had this pressure-packed final drive that you needed. And then the big throw through that wind, I was out there, and the wind, the rain, that throw to Kyan. And then Kyan, if you could speak to the catch. Could you walk us through that series, that play, and then what you did? Because beginning with Ignatian, you made some incredible, you got great ball skills, but that play there in that moment was extraordinary. And so could you walk us through that final big throw too, the both of you?
Yeah, we already had a good drive going. We were pushing the ball down the field as we always do with our run game. And we practiced that corner route all week in practice. We practice it every day. And, Kyan, he's the best athlete on the field all the time. So when they're off of him and they give him that leverage, I knew he would go up and make the play.
Yeah, like Casey was saying, we did practice all week. And I could just, before the play was going up, before he snapped the ball, I could just, here goes Lambo in his head and just beat him with speed. So I beat him with speed, got to the outside, and just made him down the ball.
One thing I'd add before the question, we talked about the read option game in Marvin and the running game. You gotta look at, none of the linemen are up here, but you gotta look at those guys up front and their dominance really controlling the line of scrimmage. You can't go unnoticed. Certainly that's a big part of what we do to set up those kind of things. We get a lot of loaded boxes. So when you do that, you gotta either you gotta read an extra player, or you got to be able to complete some passes over the top when they're not getting help. And that's kind of what we pride our game on, and we executed that today.
Okay, Marvin, I'd like to get a comment from you. Tell me about how the running game, even though our passing started mixing in more with Casey and Kyan, and we started doing that. Tell me about, the run all year, about the line, about, this game. I think we're dipping a little bit, came back in. Josh did a good job while you were out, and it kind of ended the same as it did last year with St. Ed's running out the clock, toward the end of the game like that, with, just picking up first downs.
I just want to thank my O-line. I wouldn't be able to do anything I would do out there without them blocking for me, sacrificing their body. We went out there and we played our brand of football. That's all we could do. We knew we'd have a good chance to win this game if we didn't put the ball on the ground and get first downs like we usually do.
Okay, any more here? All right, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, everyone.